Welcome to Bangarang Golf Lab, where I take the unnecessarily overcomplicated world of YouTube golf instruction and I simplify it. Today, we're going to fix your slice permanently and for good. All right, and to do this drill, you only need two things, right? The first thing that you need is a pair of club head covers, and the second thing that you need is some blue painter's tape. All right, so let's go ahead and break this drill down into its pieces. For the blue painter's tape, you want to put just a little strip of it on the shaft. So that way, if the club face were a clock face and the leading edge were pointing up to midnight, you would put the tape relative to the clock face, with the club face being midnight, at the 1 o'clock position on the shaft for a right-handed golfer. If you're left-handed, the tape would be at the 11 o'clock position on the shaft. You can also look relative to the grip as well. So if you had the grip and you had the top of the grip is 12, on the right side of the grip would be 3. You kind of want to go up to the 1 o'clock position on where the grip would be if you were looking at the grip like a clock face, okay? So that's the first step, all right? Just a little piece of blue painter's tape on your shaft. The second thing that you need is 2 club head covers. And the way that you're going to set these up is you're going to set them up so that if you were looking down your target line like this, the front edge of the club head cover that is closest to the ball and the rear corner of the club head cover that is furthest away from the target make a straight line along your target line, okay? And I'll show you what that looks like real quick. It looks like that right there, right? So target line, and you can see that this is going to force the club to move out to the right, okay? This is a very simple gate drill, and this is how you set it up right there. Now here's how you do the drill now that you have the pieces of the blue painter's tape, or just any kind of tape. It doesn't have to be painter's tape. It can be a little strip of duct tape. It can be the top of a Zen wrapper. It can be a sticker if you've got kids. Put a little smiley face right there at the 1 o'clock position, right? So here's the drill. Set up how I showed you in the video, relative to the club head covers for your gate drill. Now, what you're going to do, and this drill can be broken up into 2 different aspects. You're going to make a backswing, and you're going to get to the club or the shaft parallel to the ground in the takeaway. And what you want to check visually at every single checkpoint of club parallel is this tape is facing straight up to the sky. Then you're going to go to the next point, which is lead arm parallel. And this tape should be looking right back at you. Go to the top of your backswing, check your tape. It should be pointing at your butt or the ground just behind your heels. Start the downswing, get to lead arm parallel in the downswing. The tape should be looking right back at you again. Get to the point of shaft parallel in the downswing, and the tape should be looking right back up to the sky again. Impact, and then in the follow through, you want to make it so that the hands are fully extended out away from the body. My arms are as far away from the body as they can get. And on camera, you can't see my hands, but the toe of the club is straight up and down in the air. Okay? That's it. That's the drill. It's that simple. Take your setup. Checkpoint, club parallel to the ground. Check. Tape's pointing right up to the sky. Lead arm parallel. Tape is looking right back at me. Top of the backswing. Tape is looking at the ground just behind my heels. Lead arm parallel in the downswing. Tape is looking right back at me. Club parallel to the ground in the downswing. Tape is back up to the sky. Follow through. Hands gone. Toe of the club straight up in the air. Now you can break this down into the 2 components of, you can spend some time first just focusing on the tape at all the different checkpoints. And then once you get comfortable with that, you can move to the gate drill. And from there, go through your checkpoints again, checking the club at every single position. Now, if you do this drill and you do it properly, you will not slice the ball anymore. It's impossible to slice the ball if you do this drill properly. All right. And you can even do this at home. You can start to pick up the speed a little bit. I've just got a little wiffle ball here. Okay. And watch. This ball would not slice because I'm going through and hitting my checkpoints and making sure that the tape is where it's supposed to point at every single position. Now, if you get to the follow through and you keep doing this, that ball's going to go out to the right. If you get to the follow through and you look like this, well, number one, you can see the hands, but number two, the tape is pointing that direction up and to the left, and the club face is pointed down to the ground. We want to be here. Hands gone, toe of the club straight up in the air. If you do that drill, you will stop slicing, and you will stop slicing immediately. Now, one of the things that a lot of golfers lack is the discipline to practice properly. So here's how I would actually do this drill if this was something I was trying to work on in my golf game. The first thing I would do is I would start without the gate drill, and I would just focus on the tape. And I would do that until I could make a swing and not have to look at the tape, but know that the club face was square to my path or slightly close to the path if you're trying to hit a draw. I would be able to know that it's close to the path because I've done this drill so many times. Right? Now, here's something that I can't stand about the world of digital golf instruction. The other day, I was having a hard time falling asleep, and of course, I'm doing what everybody does. I'm sitting there scrolling on Instagram and YouTube Shorts and whatnot, and I saw this video that this instructor put out where he makes a swing and he goes and hits this giant slice, and then he turns to the camera and doesn't say anything and just goes, his left wrist is extended, and then he just like wags his finger and then goes into flexion and then gives a thumbs up. You might as well make a video that just says, hey, are you tired of slicing? Close your club face. That doesn't actually help anybody, because if golfers knew how to close the club face, they would. So if you are a left-hand dominant field player, as you go through and you hit these checkpoints of tape up to the sky, lead arm parallel, tape looking back at me, top of the backswing, tape pointed at the ground just behind my heels, downswing, lead arm parallel, tape is looking back at me, club parallel in the downswing, tape is straight up to the sky. If as you do that as a left-hand dominant player, you need to take note of, what am I feeling in my left hand to make this happen? If you are a right-hand dominant player, you need to do the same thing. Club parallel to the ground, tape up to the sky. What are you feeling in the right hand? Lead arm parallel. What are you feeling in the right hand? So on and so forth. Do you feel something in a combination of the two hands? Great. Awesome if you do. Not everybody's going to feel the same thing. Not everybody is going to have the same feelings, which is one of the things that I can't stand, is whenever instructors try and tell people what they should feel. You might feel something completely different than I feel. But if you have the matchups that you need to do this, then it doesn't matter what you feel or what I feel. Now, on the concept of matchups, if your grip is a little weak to the point where you get to, let me actually weaken my grip and try and do this, right? If you try and go through this drill with a weak grip and you get to the top of the backswing and realize that you don't have the ability to flex the lead wrist enough to keep that club face where it needs to be and keep that tape pointed where it needs to point, that might be a good indicator that you need to strengthen your grip a little bit. All right. Just some food for thought. If you can't do this drill and keep this pointed where it needs to point at the top of the backswing and in the downswing, because you don't have the ability to flex your lead wrist enough, might be a good indicator that you need to strengthen your grip, right? So that's step one, is do this drill to the point where you can do the drill every single time and know that the tape is facing the right direction. Once you do that, then you move over here to the gate drill. And you start very slowly, stopping at every single position and swing through the gate without hitting this club head cover or this club head cover. If you hit this trail club head cover, the one that's furthest away from target, your path is probably coming too far from the outside. If you hit this front club head cover, it's probably a pretty good indicator that you're coming from the inside, but you're pulling everything in. You're pulling those arms in the handle this direction. And look, you can't see my hands, but that club face is open now. We want to go here and get those arms out away from us as far as we can. Now, in addition to immediately eliminating the slice, this drill does have an added benefit, which is if I go through and if I face the camera, if I go through and do this drill, and I go here, my arms are away from my body, the hands would not be visible if I wasn't looking at the down the line view, the toe of the club is straight up in the air, and then if I bring everything back down to the ground, there's your compression, there's your fourth shaft lean, it's here. Right like that, and it's going to increase your turns in the follow through as well. If you like this kind of content and you want more of it, be sure to like and subscribe, follow along as I work with golfers to take their naturally existing motor patterns and teach them how to take their own golf swing and make it bangarang. Thanks, everybody.